One of the dynamics that defined this year's Montana legislative session was a split in the Senate Republican caucus. And that started on the first day. It lasted throughout. MTN senior political reporter Jonathan Ambarian spoke to two of the Republican senators who repeatedly broke with their party leadership about their perspective on what happened this session.
On the first day of the Montana legislature's 2025 session, 9 Republican senators voted with Democrats to change the temporary rules the Senate was operating under. It was only the start of a session-long storyline.
That vote that was taken on day one was important. It was important to take a stand.
Senator Wendy McCamey of Great Falls was one of the 9 senators. As the session went on, she and the other 8 went on to vote against GOP leadership on numerous procedural motions, as well as some key legislation. Senator Josh Kazmaier of Fort Benton says one of the causes of the split was the 9's belief that leaders had isolated them by placing them on a less influential committee.
I think it just kind of got us off to a rough start when we actually changed the rules and made sure everybody was placed on committees that was fairly based on experience, knowledge.
McCamey says there were also policy differences, and she believed other members were subverting Governor Greg Gianforte's policy goals.
When I saw the lack of support and even opposition to our governor, that was an issue for me. And I wasn't opposed to taking a stand stating that.
The group of 9 didn't always vote as a bloc, but most of them supported the final budget plan, the homestead property tax reform bills, and renewing Montana's Medicaid expansion, positions many in their caucus opposed. However, Senate Republicans remained mostly united on other legislation, including income tax cuts and many social issues.
We're all conservative Republicans at the end of the day.
But the 9's actions led to sharp criticism from some Republicans. The Montana Republican Party's executive committee issued statements of censure and promised to withhold support from them for cooperating with Democrats. During an end-of-session news conference, Senate President Matt Regier said he didn't think the 9's constituents would approve of what they did.
I do believe the voters sent the Republican Party here to be in control, and from day one it was not. And I don't see that sustainable. I think that in the future, the voters are going to speak their mind.
Kazmaier and McCamey denied that they gave Democrats control of the Senate and said when going to their constituents, they'd stand on what they got done during the session.
Once the Montanans start seeing what we did, I think they should be pretty happy.
We can call them the Noble 9, we can call them whatever, but I'll own it. We'll be the 9.
In Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.